What if asteroids hit Earth? What will happen? We're diving into a topic that's both terrifying and fascinating: asteroid impacts. Asteroids are massive chunks of rock hurtling through space, remnants from the early solar system. Most of them mind their own business in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, but some, well, they have a knack for getting a little too close for comfort. So buckle up as we explore the different scenarios of what could happen if an asteroid of varying sizes decided to pay Earth an unexpected visit. Let's start with the little guys, the asteroids that are more like pebbles on the cosmic scale. These are the ones that, thankfully, usually don't survive their fiery plunge through Earth's atmosphere. They burn up as they enter, creating those dazzling streaks of light we call meteors or shooting stars. But don't let their small size fool you. Even these tiny asteroids can pack a punch. Remember the Chelyabinsk meteor that exploded over Russia back in 2013? That was a relatively small asteroid, about 20 meters across, but it released energy equivalent to about 30 Hiroshima atomic bombs. The good news is that the asteroid itself disintegrated in the atmosphere before it could hit the ground. The bad news? The shock wave from the explosion was powerful enough to shatter windows, damage buildings, and injure over 1,500 people. Now imagine if that asteroid had been just a bit bigger, or if it had entered the atmosphere at a steeper angle. The damage could have been significantly worse. And that, my friends, is why even small asteroids deserve our attention. They might not pose an existential threat, but they can still cause widespread damage and disruption. So, the next time you see a shooting star, remember that it's not just a pretty light show. It's a reminder of the constant rain of cosmic debris that our planet experiences, and the potential dangers, however small, that come with it. Alright folks, let's crank up the cosmic chaos a notch and talk about medium-sized asteroids. We're talking about space rocks ranging from tens to hundreds of meters in diameter. These asteroids are less frequent visitors than their smaller counterparts, but when they do decide to drop by, they leave a lasting impression. Imagine an explosion 1,000 times more powerful than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. These asteroids are big enough to punch through the atmosphere and slam into Earth's surface, unleashing catastrophic forces. One of the most well-known examples of a medium-sized asteroid impact is the Tunguska event of 1908. A mysterious explosion, most likely caused by an asteroid about 50 meters wide, ripped through the Siberian wilderness, flattening over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Trees were scorched and knocked down like dominoes, radiating outward from the epicenter. The shock wave was felt thousands of kilometers away, and seismic tremors were recorded as far as Great Britain. Luckily, the impact occurred in a remote, sparsely populated area, so there were no direct human casualties. But can you imagine the devastation if something like that happened over a major city today? We'd be looking at widespread destruction, countless lives lost, and economic chaos. Now you might be thinking, okay Neil, that's scary and all, but how often do these medium-sized asteroids actually hit Earth? Well, the good news is that impacts of this scale are relatively rare, happening on average every few thousand years or so. But here's the thing about averages: they don't tell the whole story. It's like flipping a coin. You might get heads 10 times in a row even though the odds are 50-50. The point is, these impacts can happen at any time, and we need to be prepared. We can't just rely on luck to keep us safe. We need to be proactive in identifying and tracking these potential threats, and that's exactly what scientists around the world are doing. Chapter 3: Global Cataclysm, when large asteroids threaten civilization. Hold on tight folks, because we're entering the realm of true cosmic horror: large asteroid impacts. We're talking about behemoths, asteroids measuring kilometers in diameter, capable of unleashing unimaginable destruction upon our planet. These are the planet killers, the civilization enders, the stuff of nightmares. Imagine an asteroid, say 10 kilometers wide, slamming into Earth. The impact would release energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs detonating simultaneously. It would be an extinction-level event, folks, a global cataclysm that would reshape our planet and potentially wipe out most life as we know it. The immediate aftermath would be apocalyptic. The impact would gouge out a crater hundreds of kilometers across, vaporizing everything in its immediate vicinity. Shock waves would ripple across the globe, triggering earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis of unimaginable scale. Coastal cities would be wiped off the map, swallowed by walls of water hundreds of meters high. The impact would eject trillions of tons of molten rock and dust into the atmosphere, blotting out the sun and plunging the planet into a state of perpetual darkness. This impact winter could last for years, disrupting agriculture, collapsing ecosystems, and leading to widespread famine. The skies would rain down fire as superheated debris re-enters the atmosphere, igniting global wildfires that would rage for months, if not years. The air would become choked with toxic gases, making it difficult to breathe. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the long-term effects of the impact would be just as devastating. The massive amounts of dust and sulfur dioxide injected into the atmosphere would trigger a runaway greenhouse effect, leading to a period of extreme global warming. Temperatures would soar, ice caps would melt at an unprecedented rate, and sea levels would rise dramatically, inundating coastal regions and displacing billions of people. The oceans would become more acidic, killing off marine life and disrupting entire food chains. The impact would be a cataclysmic reset button for life on Earth, wiping out countless species and forcing the survivors to adapt to a radically altered planet. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The sheer destructive power of these celestial objects is a humbling reminder of our place in the cosmos. Chapter 4. The Dinosaurs Know. When Massive Asteroids Reshape Worlds. Okay folks, we've reached the pinnacle of cosmic calamity, the apex of asteroid-induced annihilation, massive asteroid impacts. We're talking about monsters from the depths of space, asteroids larger than cities, capable of obliterating entire worlds. These are the planet killers to end all planet killers, the ultimate cosmic reset button. Imagine an asteroid, say, 100 kilometers wide, on a collision course with Earth. This isn't just an extinction-level event, it's a planet-sterilizing event. The impact would release energy equivalent to trillions of atomic bombs detonating simultaneously, unleashing forces that would make the Earth shudder to its core. The impact would vaporize the asteroid and a significant chunk of Earth's crust, creating a crater thousands of kilometers wide and tens of kilometers deep. The molten rock from the impact would be launched into space, forming a fiery ring around our planet. The shock waves from the impact would travel around the globe multiple times, triggering earthquakes that would make the Richter scale meaningless. Volcanoes would erupt with unimaginable fury, spewing lava flows that would engulf entire continents. Tsunamis, towering kilometers high, would race across the oceans, washing over continents and reshaping coastlines. The atmosphere would be superheated to thousands of degrees Celsius, incinerating everything in its path. The oceans would boil away, leaving behind a barren, scorched wasteland. The impact would literally melt the Earth's surface, turning it into a magma ocean. And if that wasn't enough, the debris ejected into space would form a new asteroid belt around the Earth, a constant reminder of the cosmic catastrophe that befell our planet. Life, as we know it, would cease to exist. Only the most resilient extremophiles, those hardy microbes that thrive in the harshest environments, might stand a chance of survival. But for all intents and purposes, Earth would be sterilized, reduced to a smoldering, lifeless husk. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're scaring the living daylights out of me. How often do these planet-killing asteroids hit Earth? Well, the good news, if you can call it that, is that impacts of this magnitude are incredibly rare. Chapter 5. Can we avert disaster? The future of planetary defense. So, after that cosmic roller coaster ride, you might be wondering, can we actually do anything to prevent an asteroid impact? Well, the good news is that we're not completely helpless. Thanks to advancements in technology, astronomers are constantly scanning the skies, tracking near-Earth objects, NEOs, and assessing their potential threat to our planet. In 2022, NASA successfully tested the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, DART, crashing a spacecraft into an asteroid to alter its trajectory. This groundbreaking mission demonstrated that we have the capability to nudge asteroids off their course, buying us precious time to prepare for any potential threats. Remember folks, knowledge is power, and the more we know about asteroids, the better equipped we'll be to protect ourselves.